This is going to be our intro.
Hey y'all, welcome back to this cook with me. We are cooking some cube steaks, so I hope y'all enjoyed this video. We are a family of 5, but I am cooking this for just 4 of us. So we got the cube steak, $7.98. Also, you're going to need an onion, and I went ahead and chopped that onion up, so when it's time to go ahead and throw the meat and stuff in the pan, we're ready. So at this point, what I'm doing is I'm just dabbing the meat with a paper towel because I don't want my cube steak to come out very like soupy like I want to cook it and it be able to hold like the seasonings that it has. But it all depends on how you're trying to cook your cube steak. If you're gonna fry it, put it in gravy. If you're gonna batter it and fry it that way, or like sear it in the pan. Disclaimer, yes, I did wash my meat before I did this, so make sure you always wash your meat. Alright, and here we go. We're going to use the garlic and herb dash, which y'all know is my favorite. So we're going to season this cube steak. Then we're going to get the Lowry seasoned salt, add a little bit up there as well. And then also we're going to get some black pepper and sprinkle black pepper. So what we're going to do is just cover and season the meat so we can prepare it to cook it. Also, if you haven't already, drop a comment or a like and join your girl channel because we are posting videos all of October and the goal is to post for the rest of the year as well. So jump on the train. Alright, so I'm still doing a little razzle dazzle here, so I'm just trying to make sure everything is fully seasoned and coated because cube steak does hold like moisture or like water, and then also since I washed it, it is very moist. So here I am just placing the meat in the pan. So we're just gonna get all the meat in there. Alright, so I just gotta season this little piece of cube steak that I didn't season. Alright y'all, so when I cook my cube steak, I like to put soy sauce in here. So as y'all see, the girl is razzling and dazzling with some soy sauce. Then I like to do a little bit of olive oil just to give it a little bit of flavor and also to help it cook and not stick to the pan. Then I like to add butter because butter, it just helps like the flavor, y'all. All right, so we're gonna add the onions. Y'all, it's something about onions that I really love. Like every time I eat something, I feel like it gotta have onions. All right, so this is the juices from my cube steak and I put this aside for the end. So what I'm doing is going ahead and flipping the meat. I'm just making sure everything is cooked well, or trying to make sure, well, not well done, but y'all know what I mean. Just make sure that the meat is edible. Not no edible arrangements, poo-poo. And so far everything looks good. So what I'm doing is I'm just trying to make sure this little pink little spot right here is getting cooked because honey, we don't do raw meat over here. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm just removing the meat out the pan because I want my onions to cook a little bit more in the juices to gather up all that juiciness. So we're just gonna like saute, sear, whatever you want to call it, the onions so they can pick up some more flavor and cook a little bit longer. Alright, so now we're adding the gravy. Well, I already added, as you can see. And then I like to make sure I use all my gravy, so I will add a little bit water to it, shake it up and get all them gravy juices out, you feel me? And stir it up and let it cook. The water will cook down so it doesn't really bother it, but I like to get everything that I'm supposed to get, all my money's worth. Alright, so we are on to the mashed potatoes. The water is hot enough for us to go ahead and prepare the mashed potatoes. Don't judge me, I'm doing instant mashed potatoes. So you see I added the butter, now I'm adding the black pepper. And now it's time to add the mashed potatoes. So these are the buttery Homestyle mashed potatoes. It is the family size, and yes, this does feed a good 5 people, maybe 6 depending on how big your portions are. But I added the butter, the black pepper, and the mashed potatoes, so we're just gonna stir. So I did add a little bit more water because I do not like my mashed potatoes stiff, and I don't like them runny. They have to be just right for me. So this is right here, this is the consistency I'm looking for, like bon appetit. Alright, so also I am adding some sharp cheddar to my mashed potatoes. Not too much, just a little razzle dazzle, you feel me? And we're gonna stir that in. Y'all cannot buy mashed potatoes and not add a little razzle dazzle. I mean, you gotta do something to these bad boys. I mean, yeah, they're good by itself, but damn. Alright, so I let my gravy and my onions cook for a few minutes, and y'all look at it, it looks so good. It's bubbling, you see the seasoning, like, oh my gosh. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start adding back the meat, because I didn't want to cook the meat all the way because the meat will finish cooking with the gravy. So honestly, when you're cooking this, it only needs a few minutes on each side, and if you're gonna cook it in gravy, you would just finish it off in the gravy so it could be moist and not dry. So I do have a little pinkness still in that little meat, but I'm not worried, so because it's gonna cook with the gravy. Also, I did pour my juices in there with the gravy so everything could be all juicified. And then we're gonna cover it, cook it until you feel like it's tender or ready how you want it. So this is it cooking. It looks so good. It looks so good. And I did cut a piece of it to show y'all that the middle was done after cooking it in the gravy. So yes, honey. And this is the finished product: cube steak with onions and cheesy mashed potatoes, but they not too cheesy, y'all. But y'all, it looks so good. Comment, like, subscribe if your girl did her thing. Everything looks so good, doesn't it? And let me know if y'all do use this recipe.